Yay! Welcome to the 1111 portal. 1111.
11.
Yes. We're going to start with a little water activation. So grab your water and we can all activate here with our water. So thank you for being here. And for those of y'all that are live on our Egyptian Mystery School mentorship, thank you so much for all of your deep shares and all of your wins for this week. It's been amazing. And so as everyone's joining, I just am going to just kind of call out some of these beautiful shares that everyone had shared earlier today. So in the call, celebrating sacred time with my family over the past week. If you're here, jump in and tell me what you're celebrating and what's most alive for you right now on this 1111 portal. We have connecting with others, especially my family. Family's been a huge on everyone's heart right now. We're all deeply connecting. So thank you for that, Aurora. Ada says that the elemental energy and time with her fur babies, which she just gained 3 new baby puppies and a mommy as a rescue. So Ada's doing a lot of work with the animals in the animal kingdom right now and all the pet babies. So thank you for that work. And then we have the power of finding my inner glow and the power of the gods and the goddesses from Shay. So yes. Thank you. Keep them coming for those of you that are just jumping in now live, or for those of you that are catching the replay, because we do read all of these comments. And so we're going to just do a little activation with our waters. We're going to teach you how to do a water blessing ceremony. And for those of you that are live with our mentorship, you can do this with us. And we've been doing this for several months now as an activation ritual every day for our own intentions. And as we say that, the trees begin to move with the winds. And so the ancestors are very present. So taking a moment just to set intentions. And I got a new water bottle, a new Blue Bottle Love water bottle, and it has divine love. And it has the Sri Yantra. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's my favorite yet. And I gifted my one that had blessings on it to a dear brother. Shout out to KB if you're on. Love you so much. And so just take a moment to whisper into your water what you're calling in, what's most alive to you. Today, I am feeling gratitude for community. So I'm going to drink to that.
I feel just gratitude for the shift. The shift
is happening. It's happening.
The shift is happening.
It's happening. It's happening. If it's happening, drop it's happening in the comments. For those of y'all that are live.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Y'all, it's happening.
It's happening. Like for real. Yes, I hear you. It's happening. Yes.
It's happening.
It's happening. So we're going to do a water blessing ceremony today. This is our blessed living water, and we have now several. Yes, I see you. It's happening. It's happening. Thank you for dropping that.
It's happening.
And this is one of the vials of water that has in it a blue bottle piece in there in the bottom and a piece of coral from Bali. And so when we work with blessed water, we have gathered waters from sacred sites all over the world and then weave them together in this sacred vial. We have multiple vials going now, multiple jugs, gallons of water. We have
sacred water everywhere.
Sacred water everywhere. Yes.
What's in this bottle? Water.
But we do have them labeled. And we've been gifting them out at our shop, La Lighthouse Metaphysical Shop in downtown Austin at Casa de Luz. And if you want a free vial of blessed living water, come into our shop. We give them away for free. And also people bring living waters to us now that everyone knows that I am the water wealth goddess and that we are weaving water from all over the planet. People start to bring us waters from beautiful sacred sites. And so we've been adding beautiful waters from all over. And also another thing you can do with your blue bottles is you can make solar water and you can make moon water in this Italian blue cobalt. So you can also buy those at Blue Bottle Love or at our shop. And they have different, sandblasted sacred geometry on them. So they're very tactile and three-dimensional. Hers says aloha. You can see it. And love it. Aloha. So, and also we work with the tensor rings. And so tensor rings are another tool that you can utilize for keeping your frequency and holding the frequency. I have one on my left wrist. My beloved has one on her right, which is interesting because I also most often hold my phone with my left hand, and anything that goes through this portal, the frequency is shifted, so it actually blocks the frequency. There is another item that I desire to get very quickly is the M guard, which it actually cancels out 95% of the what are they called? EMFs. And so the frequencies that are bombarding us. And so it's a really cool frequency blocker. And if you're interested in that, drop frequency in the chat and we will get you the information on that, or the tensor rings. And so I've been wearing this one at my heart space. This one was actually on my original blue bottle, and I had carried my original blue bottle since 2011. I kid you not, since 2011, I was carrying my blue bottle, and that went everywhere with me. And I had this, where's my little case? Here it is. I had this little case that is woven out of plastic bags, and it was repurposed from this beautiful Rosicrucian sacred little temple underneath downtown Phoenix, underneath the Catholic Church. And I met this woman who was doing the work with the waters. And I kid you not, this was in 2014. So I got the case. So at the case I've had for over 10 years, my bottle I had for over 14 years. And then my water bottle, in a weekend of extreme transformation, I went to go retrieve the remaining items that I had at my family's property where my ex-husband still resides. And in coming to that, I was going with my best friend to close out both of her parents who had passed, and close out her estate. And she was going to the closing of their house. And that moment, I went to go visit my sister on the way in because she was on the west side, and we came in the west side of Dallas, Fort Worth, and we went into Fort Worth. And I left my water bottle in the car because I was just going to be visiting my sister for a few minutes. She was going to go run an errand, see a friend, and come back. And she ran my water bottle up to me at the front porch thinking I forgot it. I was inside, and I was standing underneath a portal that my sister had purchased, which is an Archangel Michael frequency, Yeshua frequency crystal activator. And I was standing under this crystal activation.
When was it blue? Also?
It was blue glass or blue crystal. And my sister and I, when she would come next to me, it would start swaying like this in this elliptical pattern. And when she was gone, it would stand still and just directly above me. So I was tripping on that. And she ran outside to go meet my best friend and grabbed the water bottle. And this was my other water bottle. As she grabbed it, somehow out of this case, I don't know how, she said it detached from the clip and it flew up, and she said it defied gravity and lifted up and dropped and shattered into so many pieces. And then that's where this piece came from. And that has so many codes, because that water bottle has been with me in every single ceremony, pretty much since I started working with the plant teachers. And so then my water bottle was like, what? This is crazy. And I had just gotten in a collaboration with Blue Bottle Love and started carrying the blue bottles. And so I'm like, okay, it's time for me to upgrade my bottle. And then I took some of these shards and we planted some in her garden. We put some in our sacred waters. We received plenty of other different waters from all over the world. And so as we work with the waters, these things just start happening. I mean, you can't explain it. You can't explain it. It is source energy. So yeah, do you want to speak at all to any of that?
No.
Okay.
It's just you just can't make it up stuff.
Yeah.
Can't make it up.
Can't make it up. So today we're going to share with you how to make your water, which is super, super easy. So you can start with collecting water from a spring or a river or a waterfall, or you could start with Kangen water and make your own structured water and then put it out in the moon or out in the sun to make solar water. You could also charge it in the Italian blue cobalt if you have a blue bottle. And there's blue bottles, and then there's Italian blue cobalt. There's a whole up level frequency with these bottles, but you can also just get regular blue bottles, blue glass. And water loves to be in its blue frequency. It's its natural state. And water also carries so many codes and memories that it's also a really good idea to clear it before we drink it. And also, it just likes to be back in its 0 point. It likes to be in the state of 0 point. You know that, how would I describe 0 point? The state of
Oneness.
Yeah, all it
No,
is.
it's
Everything.
law of one.
The law of one. Yes, and so water gets reset back into its original state when we do solar codes or lunar codes with intention, or we pray over the waters. A lot of you, are you familiar with the studies of Dr. Emoto? If so, drop Emoto in the comments. I'm curious on who's familiar with the work of Dr. Emoto. And his work has been around since the 50s. And he did a study of water in the freezing method. And he would take the frozen water and look at the crystalline structure and see the difference between the water itself when it was spoken over with positive information or positive words or prayers or gratitude or thank you or jarring music or chaos or destruction or mean words, and the frequency of the crystalline structure would totally shift and change. And when it was in a positive state, it would change into its like original snowflake-like structure. And so you can look up those images online and just look up Dr. Emoto and you'll see thousands of images from his work. Well, this summer, I started learning, well, probably about, how long ago did we start learning about the crystallography? About 2 years ago? Yeah. So, oh, bing, did you hear that? The water went bing, it popped. It just did. So I guess it was about 2 years ago. We're confirming that we started working with the information from Veda Austin, like the city. And you can look up her work. One of my favorite interviews is Veda Austin's interview with Pam Gregory, the world famous tropical Western astrologer from the UK. And so you can look up this information. But she did a takeoff of Dr. Emoto's studies, but it's a little bit different. She has studied crystallography, which is a methodology which is new to this planet. And it's freezing, but it's not frozen. So water has actually 7 states, and several of the states that we still don't know much about. But in the state of plasma, water is in its crystallography state when it's partially frozen and it has that skim of frozen layer on the top. And then, so it's done in a petri dish. The water is asked something conscious, not set an intention, not programmed, but it's actually consciously interacting. And so we just have kind of like, we go in with like an idea of what we want to ask it. And then it gets frozen, just flash frozen, only until there's like a little one layer of water on the top that's frozen. The rest of the water in the petri dish is poured off. And then the image that's left is what the photo is taken of. And there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of photos now from her methodology showing the interaction of the consciousness of creator through the energy of water. It's I don't know even how to explain it. It's
It's, I mean, it's just proving that water is conscious and it can communicate and it knows things.
if anybody saw Moana, that's real. So just look at the interactions that she has with the ocean. That is real. That literally happened to us when we were in Hawaii.
Yes, it did.
Do you want to share?
It splashed in her face. I like to recall the whole story. I mean, we were in the water.
We were floating and swimming. It was right after our hand fasting ceremony. We were just floating and swimming and kissing and floating and swimming
and making out in the ocean. And she's like totally.
So like Mother Ocean, all of a sudden, like the ocean was flat and we were just floating and we were in this like cove, like bay area where it was like really deep and there was not a lot of wind, anything, not a lot of waves. And we were just floating and just in this state of bliss. And out of nowhere, this tiny wave popped up and splashed us both in the face. And we're like, what? This is literally like Moana. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, it's literally like Moana. It's for real. Like, the water will interact with us and not in a way that we program it and we can just drink those codes. It's completely way bigger than that.
It's programming you.
Yeah, exactly. It's the other way around. Exactly. And so the work of Veda Austin shows this. And so as we've been deep diving into the mystery school teachings with our mentorship and deep diving into the teachings of the two original Orishas of the African culture, which is Yamaya and Oshun, the ocean and the freshwater, and the Divine Mother energy, we've been learning so much about the remembrance of who we truly are and the waters. And then the codes of the cowrie shells have been coming in, which I have cowries in my hair. And because I've been working so deeply with the codes from the cowries and with our mentorship, we've been doing rituals, we've been saying daily intentions, working with the waters, working with the original gods and goddesses and their original form, going way back to the beginning of time and searching out some of those teachings as well as downloading and channeling some of that information. And another really informative way to find out information is through ChatGPT and coding the information that's coming through to ensure that it's coming through the highest frequency for the highest timeline, and then getting that information and like having different sources from leading to the same information. Basically, that water is source and that water is energy and that water is interacting with us. And so in that way, we've been working with lots of different water blessing ceremonies. It kind of started with the 1111 portal last year because our dear friend Yahweh had an 1111 fairy party. Do you want to tell a little bit about that activation and stuff that we did and the last year?
Yeah, so did her thing. That's what we did. We got a poor connection.
Hold on. Let's see what's going on here. There we go. Let's see if we can get back on here. Reconnecting. Okay. Hopefully y'all are still there. So the 1111 portal last year, we were doing an activation with our community at the Ecstatic Dance Center in Austin. And we set up this ginormous crystal grid.
Huge crystal grid.
And my teacher was here from Colombia. So she downloaded the codes for the 1111 portal. And then we brought those codes in through her teachings, through feng shui and through her yogic teachings. And then we did an activation for everybody. And so there's literally a round 2 of the 11/11 fairy party happening tonight, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes. However, tonight we have other plans. We are making magic honey and making magic and online with y'all. So we'll take the waters, and this is before we started working with the waters, but we were working with this 11/11 activation energy. And then with Yahweh, we ended up working deeply with the waters. In January of this year, we started our first water blessing ceremony jug of water that we programmed with a beautiful activation that we did for a healing for the globe and for Yahweh herself. And she had come into a really deep healing, and we were holding space for her. And so we programmed the water with several different DJs who did a very powerful activation set, and the water was right there by the speakers. And then we also brought in living water from different areas of the world, and then we've been adding to it this whole year of 2025. And as I mentioned, other people are giving us the waters, and it's just continuing. So when we're working with the waters, what we've discovered is there's no wrong way. First of all, there's no wrong way to do this, and it's all about your intention. And so today we're just going to simply be intuitive with it. And I'm going to go ahead and open this jug of water, because this has been sitting on my tower garden, which I have a hydroponic, aeroponic garden where we're growing food. And it's been next to the water, which it was really happy being over there. And so, hey, Kevin, what's up? And for those of y'all that are coming in from different areas of the world, drop in where you're coming from, because we always want to know where you're coming from. So we're going to do a little blessing for each of our chakras. And as I mentioned, this is some really deep dive rituals that we've been doing with our Egyptian Mystery School mentorship. And this is kind of like the beginner version of that, the very simple version that you can just do. And so you're just going to take some water and just put it in your hand. You hold the jug. And you're just going to take, and you're just going to bless your chakras. So you're just going to bless the crown chakra. You're going to bless the third eye. Now remember, you've already attuned your jug of water. The throat chakra, the heart, and we're going from the top down. Solar plexus, the navel center, and then down to the root chakra. And then today I'm being told that we're just going to sweep it up and over and come to the back of the neck as well. So this is going to connect the third eye to the amygdala and connecting this solar portal with the lunar portal. So in this 11/11 portal, we're connecting the solar energy with the lunar energy. And you can literally attune your water right now. You don't have to go and do all the things. You can literally just go get some water right now and do this. And if you have water in your water bottle, just do it. And the moment that we start interacting with it, it becomes alive. It's definitely more important if you can get living water, or if you have a structured water like a Kangen water machine where it makes ionized, electrolyzed, reduced water, or you can get water from a spring. But you can also reactivate your water by making putting copper in it and grounding it, or setting it on the earth with crystals in it, or setting it out with the moon and things like that.
Sending love to it, even just loving it.
Yeah. So can I do yours? Okay. So we're going to do the crown, third eye, and you can do it with us. The throat, the heart, solar plexus, sacral, and root chakra. And then we're going to go up and over, and then do the right underneath the occiput in this area to connect the third eye, and then go back to the third eye. So we're connecting the third eye and the amygdala, third eye. And this is a code that's coming in. Lunar portal on the back of the neck with the solar portal. And then we're just going to release some water back to the earth. So we're just going to give some water here. And we have some purple heart flowers down here that are going to love this. Guys, So it's a little purple heart plant. So we'll just let her float in there for a minute. All right. And so that's it. It's really simple. And for those of you that aren't super familiar with the chakras, you can take our 200-hour teacher training and learn all about it. You can take a Reiki training with me, learn all about it. We're not going to go into that. I'm assuming that you already know what the chakras are because you're here. But if not, Google it, ask your chat GPT, message me if you want to learn more about Reiki, energy healing, chakras, and I would be happy to share that super, super foundational and fundamental information with you. So working with the waters is the beginning of your ceremony. And then what we can do is we can add in the fire. So do we have oil in our little torch? Any of these?
Maybe these.
Okay, yeah. Will you light them?
Yeah.
So we're going to bring in the energy of the fire. So I invite you to grab a candle now, or an incense, or both. Excuse me. And we're going to work with the energy of the fire. So in this 1111 portal, it's 11 is a double one. It's a double reset, but it's also duality. And we're in this dual nature, and we work deeply with the waters, and we also work deeply with the fires. For those of you that know me, know that I spin fire, and I only intuitively spin fire. I don't go to fire spinning classes, or I don't mentor with other fire spinners. The only mentor I've had was my dear original yoga student, Brianna Epsara, who taught me the basics and all the fundamentals of fire. And from that moment, after her 200-hour graduation, I just have intuitively worked with the fire. And so working with fire and working with water. So you're working with the Manipura chakra, and you're working with your sacral chakra. So you've got both your water is your sacral, and then fire is your solar plexus. So you've got the sun energy here, and then you've got the water and sun energy here, sun energy here. So these two spots, and then the water, which is your sacrum, and you're right below your navel. And then you've got the moon, which is the lunar connection on the back of your neck. And this is the energy of the water. So we're working with that duality. And it's also a double reset. So it's a portal reset, it's a portal day, and it's an activation. And so when you work with the energy of one, it's always like a new beginning and a reset. But in this energy as well, it's doubled. And with the energy that we're in right now, there's also, when Takata comes back over here after lighting these fires, then she can share with you a little bit. You got this one. Okay, we've got this one lit over here. So we're scooch over here just a little bit so we can see the fire. There we go. Get the fire in there. I'm going to scooch over here just a little bit so we can get both the fire and the water in the picture. Fire and water, fire and water. Okay. So, will you share a little bit about the cosmos and what's happening right now in the cosmos in this portal? And the importance of tobacco too in this process too, lighting the tobacco and offering the tobacco, which she just did, is also another offering of fire. So the portal energy that you were going to kind of download for us.
Well, what I was saying earlier is that 2025 is a 9-year, so it's a year of completion. So if things are ending or wrapping up, then, separating, moving away, whatever they may be throughout your life, it's because we're at the time of completion. But what's coming is a 1 year, so it's new beginnings. So if you're also feeling like everything is falling away, but there's something new coming in, then that is because we're moving into a 1 year.
And why is it a 1? Why are we at a 9? Why are we at a 1? In case y'all don't know.
2025, 2 plus 2 plus 5 equals 9. And then 2026, 2 plus 2 plus 6 equals 10, which would become a 1.
Yeah. And it's a 10 plus a 0 point. So it's like an amplified one. So it's a 1, but you also have the total hard reset of a 0 and the infinite creation, the 0 point like we were talking about earlier. And so this next year is going to be just, I mean, the predictions are really insane. And so what's happening now, like currently, as you watch this or as you get this information?
Well, what is happening now? You sent me something recently.
Jupiter is lining up. So there's that portal.
There's so many.
Well, why don't we talk about the Atlas?
Mercury going retrograde, like today, tomorrow.
Yeah, anytime. We're in the shadow phase, but it's Mercury's going retrograde. So
soon, if not now.
If your communications are acting weird, on your technology is acting weird. Oh, and speaking of, something really fucking weird happened today, y'all. Really fucking weird. My phone died. Totally just, I don't know, I guess didn't charge last night. I was in the car with her. She was driving. My phone died. I plugged it into the charger. It didn't work. Plugged in the charger. It worked for a second. Plugged it into the other charger and it worked. Started charging. Came back on and it said, point your phone to the satellite. And I was like, what? And so it's like, point your phone to the satellite. Turn left to face the satellite. Turn left to face the satellite. So I just turned my phone and then it had a picture of a tiny satellite and a picture of my phone. And the satellite was going beep, beep. And my phone was going beep, beep. And then they lined up and it says connected. I was on SOS and it says, now you're connected to the satellite. And then I could like send text messages and do SOS messages and 911 calls and something else. And it stayed like that for like, what, 20 minutes? Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. I took screenshots of it. I'm gonna put on my stories because I don't even know what that was. And I was like, sure, I'll do it. Why not? You know, I'm already subscribed to this matrix. Let's go ahead and see what this is all about. And so it was the weirdest thing. So yes, there's all kinds of weird technology stuff coming in. And so, yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. So that happened. But the Mercury being in retrograde is one of the major things. And then Jupiter, I'm going to pull that up.
I mean, a vast majority of the outer planets are also in retrograde right now or have been in retrograde. So there's a lot of which outer planets have to do with larger groups of people. The further out you get, right? We're looking at like Pluto is like a 250-year range. So all of this movement is a hard reset, and we've got Jupiter. Where's Jupiter right now?
This is your field. Yeah, for saying anything about where the planets are, because I don't even know.
Neptune is like gone back into Aries for a moment. I don't. Honestly, it's also happening so fast I can't hardly keep up. Even though it's like one of the things that I love.
Yes, but so there's just this. There's 1111 portal is lining up with Jupiter, and this place of expansion. And so there's just this massive expansion energy right now that's happening directly on this portal day is the summary.
Every clock is shifting and it hasn't happened in like 250,000 years. Some crazy shit like that.
She said, cool hoodie. So, you're like your octopus hoodie.
It's a new time.
It is.
It's a new era.
So really, it's important to just stay on point and hold the frequency. Hold the frequency. So that's what we're doing.
Number one thing.
So the last thing I want to talk to you about is, working with your positive affirmations, which we've been doing, for like, hello, it's 2025. We've been doing that forever. But what I want to let you know is that you can also command energy into the universe. And so people are like, what does that even mean? When we command and declare energy to the universe, this is one thing that we can do to just declare it. It is so as soon as we say it, because we are sovereign beings, and because that sovereignty is our birthright and abundance is our birthright and abundance is our natural state. Then when we declare something that is completely in alignment with that frequency, then it must match. And so at 11:11 every single day, this whole summer and this fall, I have an affirmation that comes up in my reminders on my Alexa. And also when I'm outside, I go outside and declare this over the waters, over our pool. And then I'll dive in and I'll do anywhere from 5 to 10 laps. And so the affirmation is, universe, I declare that all aspirations of my life have entered into this timeline now, and that I vibrate to match that frequency. Universe, I declare that all aspirations of my life have entered into this timeline now, and I now vibrate to match that frequency. Universe, I declare that all aspirations of my life have entered into this timeline now, and that I vibrate to match that frequency. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
So it is.
And we declare this over our waters and over the waters of our body, because our being is sovereign. Our being is water. And so as we declare that we are matching that highest timeline, it must be so. It is universal law. It must be so. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. And so if you'd like to drink some water to that, let's do it.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
So our waters in our body vibrate to what we are tuning to, which is our thoughts, which is what we speak, which is the vibration that we carry, which is sound healing, which is things that were frequencies that were around, which is why it's so important to get off grid. Like, we live mostly off grid. We live mostly on the land. We have an RV here. We have our master bedroom, which is our festival trailer. They're 100 and so yards apart, so we're constantly walking up and down this hill. We have our greenhouse over here. We're constantly walking over there to take care of our plants. The pool house and the healing house is way over there. We're constantly walking over there. So we're constantly on the ground, walking around. And then our shop has these massive, beautiful trees at La Lighthouse in Casa de Luz, which is right on top of Barton Springs and the aquifer here in Austin. So being immersed in that energy of the trees and nature, it's so very, very important right now, because we must ground ourselves. And this is why we're attuning ourselves from the top crown chakra, Sahasrara, down. Anja, Vishura, Anahata, Manipura, Svadhisthasana, and Muladhara, down to the earth, from the crown to the earth, and grounding. And it's so very, very important to bring this energy down right now, because there's so many.
We're not going this way. We have to go in.
Exactly.
Go into the earth.
And why are we being told that right now? Like, what is the importance of that right now?
Because of the interference, for one, it can take place, right? There's a lot of distortion and things going on out in the world, and we can be really sucked out of our frequency if we are attaching to anything that's like chaotic that's going on, or just like ill intent.
And we're being spoon fed to us through all the things. And so,
grounding into the earth, grounding into the earth, grounding into the earth, because we are the transmitter. We are the battery in between heaven and earth, from the sky to,
just like our brothers, the trees. We
stand
stand between earth and sky. We are the two-leggeds. As all indigenous prophecies and teachings have told us, we are the two-leggeds, and we stand between earth and sky. And so when we transmit that energy, we also must deeply connect to the elements of this planet. We are elemental beings. I think we can all agree that we are all made of the same things that the stars are made of: earth and water and fire and air and ether, and all of the elements, the metal and the minerals. Our bodies will return back to the earth when we die. We are only renting this little physical vessel for 100 or so years. This little meat suit, this little skin suit. That's why in the native traditions, when people die, they call it dropping the robes, because you just drop the skin suit. Your spirit lives on. Your spirit will go on. Energy will continue, regardless of your religious beliefs or your beliefs about reincarnation or any of that. We all know that Einstein has proven that energy cannot be destroyed. It can only change form. And energy will always continue. And so our energy here on this planet right now, as star seeds, as new earth guardian leaders, as abundance activators, as in this beautiful time that we are in, this time of prophecy, we must go to the earth to bring it and lock it in. And we also must continue to lock in our own frequency to the earth and the earth energy. And so when we ground down through the sacred waters, down into the planet, down to the crystalline core, this is where we are dropping completely in. And so, yes, and so some of y'all are saying you've been doing all the affirmations, and we've been doing all that. And those are now fundamental. I'm saying skip over the affirmations. You already know them. You already know it. You've already embodied that. You don't need to do that anymore. It's very rote at this point. Declare and command what you are calling in, and it will be so. It is so. There is no other option. Your reality must match that which you are thinking and feeling. And this is quantum physics. This is science. This is not woo-woo. This is proven in the quantum physics. And the new scientists are now matching all of this information. They're not hiding the information like the old scientists did. And there's so much information now that's coming out that has been just mind-blowing. So
it's all proving itself.
It is.
It's all proving.
It is. So, anything else on that, or on the cosmic events that are happening, or anything like that you want to share? 3i or anything like that?
Oh, 3i Atlas moving in.
I think we should touch on that. We're going to go deeper into this, and we'll get
third eye opening.
So
clearing.
So some people might not know what that means. So what is 3i Atlas?
If you don't know what 3i Atlas is, go Google it. You have to go check it out. Anyways, it is moving through our solar system. And just like any other body that moves through our solar system, it has an effect on us, no matter what it is, whether it's a natural formation or non-natural formation. It is moving through, and it brings an energy with it. And it passed Mars, and it is soon to pass by Venus before.
Well, right now it's behind the sun.
Us. Oh, it's come out from behind the sun.
It's come out from. It went behind the sun.
It's soon to pass Venus, and then
it's moving really, really, really fast.
December 19th, I believe, is when it passes Earth, or its closest
19th,
proximity.
And then,
but it's first moving past. So it moved past Mars, which was clearing of a lot of old energies, old stories, it just.
So 3i Atlas is super, super huge. It's literally like
the size of Manhattan.
The sign is huge. It's like billions of tons, this so-called asteroid or so-called comet. But it's also been calculating, the scientists that are following it have calculated that it's actually changed trajectory, which is very interesting, because an object that is flying that fast, in order to change trajectory, it's very interesting to explore how it could possibly change trajectory. And so it could change again, but now they're able to track it again because it came back out from the backside of the sun. And so we were receiving all these massive solar codes in the solar flares, the Schumann resonance has been completely off the chart, whiting out the whole entire report if you pull up the Schumann resonance. And then we have this object that nobody really knows what it is. And it's flying toward our Earth, and it's literally going to come in right before the winter solstice, right before the birth of the Christ child, right before the 3 days in the tomb or in the womb or whatever you call it, and the 3 days before the rebirth of the return of the light, which is exactly on the 21st. And so it's really interesting how it's aligning. And so I encourage you to just look it up, question everything. Everything we have said here today is completely up for what's the word, arbitration, because we don't know anything. But I encourage you to look it up, and the only compass we have is our heart. And the only thing we have right now is the ability to discern for ourselves. And also the shedding of those old stories, those programs, those dogmas, those teachings, those things that have been spoon-fed or handed down to you or just blanketed over you. Question it. Is it really your belief? Is it really your truth? And so with that being said, anything else you want to wrap up there? Okay.
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I want to close with the true frequency, the truth. And the only truth is love. And the only frequency that is true is love. And it is the highest frequency. And authenticity is actually the highest vibration we can match. And so when we are working within our truth and within our authenticity, then we are working within that realm of connecting to the highest timeline. And so I encourage you to just drop into what that feels like for yourself and what really aligns, to find a tribe and community of people that align with you. And if you would like to join our Water Wealth Tribe Global Soul Family, you can join my broadcast channel here on my Instagram profile. You can drop the word water on this video and we will DM you some beautiful masterclasses that you can watch to learn more about what that looks like. Or if you want to learn more about the Egyptian Mystery School or the teachings, drop Egypt in the comments or mentorship, and we will send you information about what that looks like to work closely with us in the very intimate container, which we are having open enrollment just for the next 2 weeks. And so we're taking applications, we're taking interviews. We only have 2, maybe 3 spots available out of the 13. And so we're almost completely full. And so we would love for those of you that are called to work deeply on your own daily sadhana, to work deeply with your own rituals, with your own practices, with the elements, with the ancient teachings, to dive in to see what that feels like for you. And we'll send you a DM with a little bit more information on that. So I'd love to just close with an Om together to resonate our own bodies with our own water bodies together. So if you are on our call, you can unmute if you'd like to and Om together. If you are on our live, please Om out loud because that vibrates the resonance of your water bodies, and let the people at work or the people in your car or your family think you're crazy, and just do it. Just do it, because your own water body will return to its crystalline structure when it returns to those sound frequencies that are of the highest resonance. And so let's take a moment to do that together. And we're just going to use all the vowel sounds, ah, oh, ooh. And then if you are an experienced chanter, you can close your throat first, making it and then close your lips, making the which that brings all the energy through all of our chakras. So sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. Release it out. And on the next breath, we're going to Om. Take a breath. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been such an honor to be here with you all, and we look forward to seeing you on the next call. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself and for your tribe, and sending you so much love. Here we go, stop.